Snowman and Friends. Chapter 1: The First Snow. On a cold winter morning, the outside of the house was covered in a blanket of snow. The snow had piled up softly, turning the yard and the road into a pristine white landscape. The children looked out the window and shouted with excitement, "It's snowing! Let's go out and play." They quickly bundled up in their warmest clothes and rushed outside. The snow was fluffy and soft, making a delightful crunching sound with each step. "Let's make a snowman first," suggested one of the children. They all agreed and began rolling snow into large balls. They made 2 big snowballs, one for the body and one for the head, and stacked them together. For the eyes, they used black stones, a carrot for the nose, and twigs for the mouth. Finally, they wrapped a scarf around the snowman's neck, making it look almost alive. "What should we name it?" the children pondered. "How about Snowy?" suggested one child, and everyone agreed. Snowy stood proudly in the yard, their new friend. That afternoon, the children played with Snowy, having snowball fights, sledding, and laughing all the while. As the evening approached, a cold wind began to blow, and the children reluctantly went back inside. "See you tomorrow, Snowy," they called out, feeling a bit sad to leave their new friend behind. Snowy stood silently in the yard, welcoming the night. That night, as the children lay in bed, they thought about Snowy and drifted off to sleep. Then, something magical happened. Snowy began to speak in a soft voice. "Good evening, everyone. Today was so much fun. Let's play again tomorrow." The children were surprised but thought it might be a dream, and fell asleep with happy hearts. Chapter 2: Snowy's Secret. The next day, the children were filled with excitement, recalling Snowy's words. "Snowy, how can you talk?" they asked, their curiosity piqued. Snowy smiled and replied, "I am a special snowman created by your hearts. Your smiles and warm hearts gave me life." The children were touched by Snowy's words and wanted to spend even more time with their new friend. They played with Snowy all day, learning new games and having fun. Snowy taught them many fun activities, such as treasure hunts in the snow and tracking animal footprints. Every day was a new adventure. At night, Snowy told the children wonderful stories. He spoke of mysterious happenings in the forest and tales of the animals. The children were captivated, listening intently. Snowy was not just any snowman. He was a special friend who brought joy and wonder into their lives. One evening, the children asked Snowy to tell them more stories. Snowy nodded and shared the secrets of the animals living deep in the forest. There are many secrets in the forest. The animals all live happily while protecting these secrets. The children were thrilled by Snowy's stories and promised to explore the forest's secrets the next day. Snowy's adventures added a new and vibrant color to their daily lives. Chapter 3: Friends of the Forest. One day, Snowy invited the children to visit the forest. "There are many friends in the forest. Let me introduce you to them," he said. The children followed Snowy with excitement. In the forest, they met rabbits, squirrels, and birds, all friends of Snowy. The animals greeted Snowy warmly, and the children quickly became friends with them too. However, that evening, they noticed that the rabbit, Timmy, looked sad. When they asked why, Timmy explained that his home had been destroyed by a fallen tree. "We need to fix Timmy's home," said the children. Snowy smiled and encouraged them. "If we work together, we can do it." The children, along with the animals, started building a new home for Timmy. Using branches and leaves, they constructed a sturdy and warm house, and Timmy was overjoyed. "Thank you, everyone. You've really helped me," Timmy said gratefully. That day, the children and Snowy learned the importance of helping each other and deepened their bond with their forest friends. One day, Snowy took the children further into the forest to show them a beautiful lake. The shore of the lake sparkled with ice crystals, creating a magical scene. The children were awestruck by the beauty and exclaimed, "It's unbelievable that such a place exists." Snowy smiled gently and said, "This is our secret place. Come here anytime to enjoy the beauty of nature." Through their adventures with Snowy, the children learned the value of nature and the importance of friendship. Chapter 4: Warm Hearts. As the cold winter days continued, the children and Snowy spent every day joyfully. One day, Snowy prepared a special gift for the children. "I made this for you," he said, revealing a large ice sculpture. It depicted the children holding hands with Snowy. The children were moved by the sculpture's beauty and shouted, "Thank you, Snowy." Snowy smiled warmly and said, "We'll always be friends." That night, the children sat inside, drinking hot cocoa and reminiscing about Snowy. The next day, the children participated in a village event, distributing sweets for Christmas. Despite the cold, everyone's smiles warmed their hearts, and the children felt happy. Snowy watched from afar, looking pleased. Through these heartwarming experiences, the children learned the importance of friendship and kindness. Snowy was not just a snowman, he was a special friend with a heart. The time spent with Snowy became an invaluable treasure for the children. Even after the event, Snowy continued to teach the children various things. They learned about the beauty of the winter night sky, the intricate shapes of snowflakes, and the importance of having a warm heart even in the cold. The children treasured the time spent with Snowy, learning many valuable lessons. Chapter 5: The Coming of Spring. As winter neared its end, the snow began to melt. The children felt a bit sad but cherished their memories with Snowy. "Will Snowy disappear when spring comes?" one of them asked. Snowy gently replied, "When spring comes, my body will melt, but the memories we made will remain in your hearts forever." The children were reassured by Snowy's words. One warm day, Snowy began to shrink. The children cherished their last moments with him. "Thank you, Snowy. We'll always be friends," they said one by one. Using his last bit of strength, Snowy responded, "Thank you, everyone. I'll never forget you." Eventually, Snowy completely melted, but the children's hearts were filled with everlasting memories of Snowy. Spring arrived, bringing a new season. The children, remembering their days with Snowy, made new friends, and enjoyed new adventures. The friendship with Snowy lived on in their hearts. Even after Snowy melted, the children talked about him every day. "Let's never forget what Snowy taught us," they vowed. They welcomed the new season, holding on to their precious memories. New spring, new friends, new adventures. The children continued to grow, with their memories of Snowy shining brightly in their hearts. The friendship with Snowy never faded, living on eternally within them.